So just a few points about Ni Inferior that I've observed, specifically in ESTP. So a younger ESTP, like maybe teenager years or something, doing new things can be... Someone's dog went into the lake. Sorry. So doing new things can be scary for them because, you know, it's an inferior function. It's like where the insecurity is. So like as an ISTP, as a kid, I never really got to do a lot of things. So as an adult, I'm like, I want to do what I want to do. Like I never really got to go on these like roller coaster rides. I want to go on roller coaster rides. I want to have fun. And it's been hard to find people to do things with me. So I eventually just started doing it on my own. But on this particular instance, I took a teenager, ESTP. And so going on like a roller coaster that has like a loop, like going upside down, you know, is very scary for Ni Inferior. And I'm like, no, it's so much fun. And then so the ESTP said, like, you could tell he's like tense, scared about it, but he's willing to try it. And so he wanted me to give him the play-by-play, tell him like, where does it turn, where does it go down, and just kind of so he knows what to expect. So that was eye-opening for me because I don't know, I just thought ESTPs were like me, but obviously they're not. I mean, if you look at FE, I mean, my FE is way different than their FE. Like ESTPs can be such social butterflies, like naturally. So, I mean, it makes sense how there would be such big differences. And then, what was the other example? I had it in my mind, but I got distracted. The dog is so cute. This is a pretty lake. So what was my other example for Ni Inferior? I might have to cut this into 2 videos because my mind went blank. What I've noticed about, I've worked with some ESTP women in the nursing field. Some 2s, some 8s, maybe a 6 enneagram. So one of them was my manager for about a month, and she seemed pretty ethical. Also, and I think she was an 8. She seemed like pretty ethical, and like she wanted to make a good difference with our branch. So I was really happy that she was there, although also like kind of hesitant to just be my full self because I know when you're a lot like someone, or I don't want any clashes going on, you know? So I was just like, okay, be mindful in these certain areas. Don't be my full self, my full authentic self all the time. But I felt like, I mean, she definitely respected me. I mean, she actually told me, she was like, sorry, I haven't been giving you so much attention. It's just, I know you're really competent. And so I was like helping out the other nurses. And I was like, that's cool. I don't want your attention. I want to be left alone. But yeah, she walked to my car with me once away from the office. So I think so we could be honest with each other. And I told her, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think you're going to be here that long because the last ethical boss I had got fired. And I think like she agreed, like it just seemed like she understood. It seemed like she understood. But yeah, she was fired like a month later. They made up these things about her. I mean, I don't know, that boss, the ENTP, he had a way of like setting people up into traps and then making them look really bad. And I'm sure a lot of that went on with her. But like, if you are too blunt and you say one thing, that people who are more high FI and very like take things extremely personally and whatever, like, there you go, you've got a reason to hate someone and fire them or whatever. But nah, overall she was a good boss. She was a really good boss. She was gonna make the place better. She was actually the one that was going through all the like the financial pay stuff, and she reached out to all the nurses. She was like, you haven't been getting paid as much as you're supposed to get paid. Will you go back and write down all this stuff and bring it to me? Probably another reason she was fired, because the NTP boss, like, he doesn't want to pay people. All he cares about is numbers and looking good. And anyway, but I liked her. I had an opportunity to be her friend afterwards, but I don't know, I just felt like she was mid-level health at best, and I'm looking for higher level of health people to be around and be friends with. Hi. Let me move. Only introverts understand that introverts like space. But so, oh, you can see the lake. So there was another girl I worked with briefly who was an ESTP. She might have been a 6. She might have been a 2. I'm not sure. I'm thinking 6. I liked her a lot. She was like, had a bright personality. She was really smart. She was more heavy set. She was into like heavy weightlifting, and she definitely had like a difficult childhood with family and stuff. And we just had a lot in common, a whole lot in common. I liked her a lot, but when she left, oh good, the tree is blocking the blocking the rain. But when she left and I inherited some of her patients, I heard some things about her from the patients' families that just kind of caused me to lose respect for her. So I was like, okay, well, she was someone I wanted to be friends with, but now I don't. I don't anymore. Because respect is just so valuable and important to me in relationships. Yeah. Okay, another thing about Ni Inferior, because I just remembered, was, so like, I'm on this road trip now. I think I'm on day like 13 or something on my road trip. And so, you know, my teenager ESTP son, like, I've never been away from him longer than like a week. Like, we've always been pretty close. I mean, in the teenage years, you know, he's a teenager, so we're not like buddy like we used to be. He's a little bit, you know, I feel like we've, for the most part, had a very like good relationship, close. So anyway, so he was like kind of feeling insecure about me being gone so long. And he was like, how long are you gonna be gone? And I mean, that's a really long time. Like, And so I was just like, okay, well, how long do you think I should be gone? He's like, well, I mean, like, not longer than a month or something. And I'm like, okay, well, how about I call you at like week 3 and to check in, and if you're still feeling like I should come home, then I can start heading back home. How does that sound? And he's like, yeah, that's cool. So that was just Ni Inferior, like, insecurity, because they're not really gifted at seeing like the long-term future. And so I just checked in with him yesterday, and he was like, I think you should come home mid-October. And I think it's like October 1st today. And I was like, well, why mid-October and not the end of October? And he said, well, because I can't see that far ahead. And I was like, okay, so how about we check in next week? And he's like, yeah, okay, sounds good. So yeah, that's just Ni Inferior. So I think instead of like thinking long term with Ni Inferior, it's just kind of like keep checking in week by week. And I think that makes them more, like, gives them reassurance. Which, I mean, with Fe Inferior, I need the reassurance. Like, I totally need reassurance. So yeah, that's been interesting, learning that about ESTP and Ni Inferiors. So, who are the other ESTPs that have been in my life? I know there's been a few. I should have written all this down to do a video, but yeah, there's been ESTPs in like jujitsu, male ESTPs and female ESTPs. Females can be like more on the buff side, like not caring about how big they get. Because I remember I was rolling with this one girl, and you know, she was like that. And then we were kind of talking about that, talking about strength or something. And I'm like, well, I don't want to look like a man. Because for me, maybe it's because I'm a 4. Like, as a female, I want to be feminine. I want to look feminine. But female ESTPs, I think, especially if they're an 8, an Enneagram 8, like, they care about being strong. I think that has to do with, because like feeling vulnerable is like really hard for them. So they need to like portray strength and power, and they like need more control. For me, it's different. I really care about like beauty and being understood and heard. And like if I'm sharing something about my life, I really want someone to listen to me and just validate it, or at the very least, don't invalidate it. Like don't tell me, oh, cheer up. I don't want to fucking cheer up. In this moment, I feel sad because I am thinking about a sad thing, and this will pass, because my emotions go woo, woo, woo all over the place all the time. I mean, it's definitely taken skill to learn how to have grace with it. And yeah, really good skill to have.